video. Students, in the last chapter we studied about Tarikh, Twarikh. Now let us learn more about these. Number 1. The author of Twarikh lived in cities, mainly Delhi, and hardly ever in villages. Number 2. They often wrote their histories for sultans in the hope of rich rewards. Number 3. These authors advised rulers on the need to preserve an ideal social order based on birthright and gender distinctions. Their ideas were not shared by everybody. Students, let us understand the terms birthright and gender distinctions. Birthright means all the privileges that are claimed on the account of birth. For example, many times we found in history that the throne was always inherited by the elder son of the king if he dies. Gender distinctions, on the other hand, means social and biological differences between women and men. The incident of gender distinction is found during the reign of Razia Sultan. In 1236, Sultan Iltutmish's daughter Razia became Sultan. The chronicler of the age, Minhaj-e-Siraj, recognized that she was more able and qualified than all her brothers, but she was not comfortable at having a queen as ruler. Nor were the nobles happy at her attempts to rule independently. She was removed from the throne in 1240. In the context of Razia, Minhaj-e-Siraj writes the queen's rule went against the ideal social order created by God, in which women were supposed to be subordinate to men. He therefore asked, in the register of God's creation, since her account did not fall under the column of men, how did she gain from all her excellent qualities? After the death of Sultan Iltutmish, Razia mentioned herself as her daughter on many inscriptions. Well, this trend was not followed by all the queens at that time. Queen Rudramadevi, 1262 to 1289 of the Kaktiya dynasty of Warangal, part of modern Andhra Pradesh, changed her name on her inscriptions and pretended she was a man. Another queen, Didda, ruled in Kashmir 980 to 1003. Her title is interesting. It comes from Didi or elder sister, an obviously affectionate term given to a loved ruler by her subjects. Students, what are your views on the thoughts of Minhaj's idea? Do you think women are not fit for ruling any country? Can you tell me the name of any powerful female leader of our country? Well, I will tell you the names of some of very powerful female leaders in the end of this video. Students, let us take a look at this map. You can see a number of cities on this map such as Banaras, Gwalior, Ajmer and so on. These are the major cities that were captured by Sultan Iltutmish. In the early 13th century, the control of the Delhi Sultans rarely went beyond heavily fortified towns occupied by garrisons. The sultans seldom controlled the hinterland of the cities and were therefore dependent upon trade, tribute, or plunder of supplies. Students, hinterland means the lands adjacent to a city or port that supply it with goods and services. During that time, controlling garrison towns in distant Bengal and Sindh from Delhi was also very difficult. This was due to many reasons such as bad weather conditions, fragile communication routes, and most importantly, rebellion and war. One of the major challenges to maintain the power in Delhi was to prevent it from the Mongol invasion from Afghanistan. Sometimes the governors also revolted against the king if they found him in a weak position. Delhi was going through all these ups and downs until its consolidation occurred during the reign of Ghiyasuddin Balban. Students, have you ever heard about the policy of blood and iron? Have you? This policy was implemented by Balban to expand his empire. He ordered his troops to become ruthless towards enemies, use of swords, harshness and strictness, and shedding blood. The reign became more powerful under the rule of two important rulers, namely Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad Tughlaq. Students, this was all in this video. But before leaving, let me tell you the names of some very powerful female leaders. Srimati Indira Gandhi, She was the first female Prime Minister of our country. Margaret Thatcher. She was the longest serving British Prime Minister of the 20th century. She was the first woman to hold that office. There are other great women in different parts of this world in different fields of work. We must respect and work in order to break all the prejudices and difficulties that women face. Let us discover finding out about the Delhi Sultans. In the next video, we will study expansion of Delhi Sultanate. Till then, I'm going to take your leave. Bye-bye. Stay home, stay happy.